Hi, you guys. Today is Friday, your social path to peace, and my personal goal of taking 20 minutes and talking to a stranger, trying to connect with them. This week I was grocery shopping. I was walking down the aisle. This lady was standing in front of the cereals while her husband was off to the side with the shopping cart, and he said something out loud about how the cereals will kill you. And I actually was curious about what he was saying specifically about the cereals killing him. So I turned to him and I was like, "What part will kill you, you know?" And so he said something back and I made a joke about it. And so we ended up talking. We talked for a good 30 minutes, me and him and his wife. And not particularly at that moment. We kind of went back and forth and bantered a little bit. And then I saw him in another aisle, and then I saw him in a third aisle. And so I was like, I'm just going to keep seeing you guys. I feel like you're stalking me. So we ended up having this conversation. He had had shingles a few months back, and I knew somebody who had had shingles. And so I was just asking him a lot of questions about that because I knew it came from a derivative of chicken pox and so on, but I wasn't sure if shingles was contagious and if it can come back and, you know, afflict you again and again. And so he just kind of ran me through the whole conversation on shingles, and then she told me about how she's going through Weight Watchers and, you know, trying to do X, Y, and Z. And so that's why they made the comment about the cereal, because they're trying to like get healthier. And then I wanted to talk to her about eating healthy, but right now I'm not. So I'm like, that seems so hypocritical, especially if she looks at what I've got in my little basket here. So anyways, we just kind of went back and forth and conversation, I mean, mostly about shingles and then, about Weight Watchers. That really didn't mean anything. I learned some things from him that it was interesting to know and something that I should know. I think I've had chicken pox when I was little, so I learned something, but it was really the feeling that was the most impressive thing to me, and I think to him. I think sometimes we don't notice this. I might notice it a little bit more because of my lifestyle, because not just my lifestyle being homeless, but also just the depression, not seeing people for months and months and months at a time, and really needing that human connection but not getting any of it. And right now, with our world the way it is and how everybody's just so aggressive towards each other and so curt and disrespectful, and our society's just, there's like no civility left. There's no kindness and just normal, like we used to just approach things with respect, first of all, I feel like. And I just see so many fights day in and day out. I see so much being on the streets. I see so much. And so, but I see it on YouTube too. I mean, it's all over the place, and all of us are feeling this. And I think all of us are letting our worst sides out. And so having this conversation with this guy for 20 minutes plus, I think it was more like a half an hour, just, I felt this for sure because again, I'm so depleted. So I notice it. But I would say that if I asked the guy, they also felt this, where it was nice to just connect with another human being and have some banter, and just, despite that the conversation was essentially kind of about nothing in that sense, right? We both felt good. We both felt uplifted. We both felt something was added to us. You know what I mean? It was like, wow, that was refreshing. I'll speak for myself. Walking away, I was like, that was so refreshing. That was so nice. And because I'm homeless, a lot of times people do come at me specifically with aggression if they can tell I am homeless. I don't know that guy could tell. Whether he could or not, he treated me with respect, and that's something I don't always get because of my station in life. But also society, we're not really giving it to each other often enough. It was very refreshing to me. It was just nice to just know that you could be walking down a grocery aisle and connect with another human being. And we could have talked about something more personal. I mean, the Weight Watchers thing was actually more personal. She expressed some of her challenges in life with her weight. If they weren't on a time schedule or whatever, like, if we were somewhere else, maybe where we could just sit down, I'm sure she would have shared a lot more. Like, you can really get to know people just by this small little opening, you know? And not judge people, and who cares about their politics, and who cares about where they come from, and who cares about any of that stuff. It's just one human being to another, and we have things in common regardless of whether we agree on certain things. We have things in common, and we should treat each other with that respect because of it. It was just uplifting to touch another soul and have them touch mine for a second, and kind of see what things were like back in the day, because I remember when it was like that more. And talk to you later.